Tip number 3, figure out what is holding you back. Point number 2 is it an exam technique issue? So do you gonna feel confident with the fact that you know more or less the majority of the syllabus, but the issue is when you then get into the exam, you cannot translate it to what they're looking for. You go, yeah, I knew that it was this topic and I know how to deal with this topic, but what I wrote down just wasn't what they were looking for. Is it a technique issue? In this case, and this is what actually happened to me when I did A-level biology, is I understood the content, I could explain to you how everything worked, all the processes, everything like that, but I just couldn't answer the AQA questions. Like, I just did not know what they wanted from me. And you might find that as well with maths or with other subjects. You might find I just don't know what you want, you know? So instead of me sitting there and practicing the past papers in that case, when I knew every single time I'd write the wrong thing, I said, right, I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna look at the past paper, I'm gonna have a think about the question and think, what would I put? And immediately I'm gonna look at the mark scheme, because they do break it up. And they go, right, mark number 1 is for this. Mark number 2 is for saying this. Mark number 3 is for this, for example. And I just revise the mark schemes. And I also, because I'm someone who, the way I need to study is by being physically, like actively doing something. I can't just sit there reading it because I'll just glaze over and nothing will go in. So I went, right, okay, I'm gonna read the mark scheme and go, okay, yeah. And then I summarized it myself and I got a different, multicolored pen. And I put mark number 1 in this color, mark number 2, and I wrote it on the exam paper that I printed out at school. So in that case, if you have an exam technique issue, if you're just not writing the correct answers for what they want, revise the mark schemes specifically. Really, really focus on the mark schemes and get to know your specific exam board, what they're expecting, because there are patterns and you start to pick up, especially over the next 3 months. That's a long time to start picking up on these patterns.